And not too long ago, we had reports that the Vice President of the country, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, cast his vote in Wale Wale. We'll go straight over to have some pictures from the scenes there where Mahamudu Bawumia, the Vice President of the country, went in to cast his ballot at a polling station in Wale Wale, where he comes from. And so you can see in your shots there, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia in their smock, I believe it's blue and white, and acknowledging people standing by the roadside as he walks, I believe, towards the polling station, or moving from the polling station to his car, whichever it is. We will figure that out as we go along watching this video. So you can see in your shots there, people standing under trees. I believe that's a polling station where Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is going to cast his vote. And indeed, as Martin said earlier on, when the president and indeed former President Dramani Mahama went to cast their vote, I mean, we definitely, would know who Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia would be voting for in terms of the presidential ballot. So we see Dr. Bawumia washing his hands there, obviously following the COVID-19 protocols, getting tissue to wipe his hands there. And I believe next will be for him to approach the EC. Okay, no, so his temperature is being taken now, obviously still in compliance with the COVID-19 protocols. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia about to cast his vote. And we will be bringing you all of that as we go along. So I'm sure he's going to move on now to the EC officers to pick a ballot paper, but before that he would have to check that his name is in the reference list. Then he would proceed accordingly. So he's approached the table where the EC officials are seated. Again, he's given some sanitizer to wipe his, to sanitize his hands. We have reports that he granted an interview, and so we will be playing that momentarily as we go along. So Dr. Bawumia, currently in your shots there, going through the processes that would end in him casting his ballot. So he's now before the EC official, and I believe cross-checking that his name is in the reference list. Right, so he's been directed to move on next to another EC official, I believe. Okay, so he's going to be given the ballot sheet. Then he would move to the secluded area where he's going to cast his ballot secretly. So you see the EC official stamping the back of the ballot, which is an important thing that you should, as a voter, ensure that is done. Now in your shot, we see Dr. Bawumia dropping his ballot paper in there after casting, indicating whoever he is voting for. He's moving on next, and I believe to get the sheet for the parliamentary vote. So he's been given the ballot paper for the parliamentary vote, and indeed you see the EC official there stamping the back again, and he's been given that. So he'll go into the booth to make his choice as to who he wants his member of parliament to be. So we see Dr. Bawumia there secretly casting his ballot in the booth for the parliamentary poll. He's done that rather expeditiously. Wow, so he's going to drop that ballot paper in the ballot box designated for the parliamentary poll. So he's dropping it there, right there. You can see him posing for a picture to be taken. That's a photo opportunity right there. So yes, Dr. Bawumia has done that, acknowledges the people around, says thank you to them, and he wipes his hands in the tissue to get off the ink.
Ladies and gentlemen of the
now
press,
we can listen to him.
I have just exercised my constitutional duty in casting my vote here in Tirga at my polling station. Pirga Primary School. I want to encourage everybody to come out and exercise their vote. I think it is the biggest constitutional responsibility that we have. And as you can see, I came here, went through all the COVID protocols, and it has gone very smoothly. I have cast my vote, and everybody should be patient and carry out this most important constitutional duty. We want to vote very peacefully. This is the most peaceful country in West Africa. And at the end of this election, we want to maintain that reputation as the most peaceful country in West Africa. We don't want to exercise this franchise in peace, and there should be no issues of disruptions or whatever. So we want to wish the Electoral Commission well, we want to wish all Ghanaians well, and we should make our nation proud. And let's come out and vote, regardless of your party. Come out and vote, exercise, and do it peacefully. And then when you are done, you go home. At the end of the day, the votes will be counted, and the winners will be declared. And we will proceed with our democratic processes after that.
Right, so those were scenes from Wale where Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia cast his vote, calling on us to make the nation proud.